so much for tuning in to another episode of my 1 year journey of staying self-employed. I'm so happy that I'm able to talk to you all because this is the time when I am very honest about how things are going on my entrepreneurial journey, and I'm able to just share these things with you all and answer any questions that you all may have and really just get those comments as well. So if this is your first time ever tuning into the show, my name is Martinique Brown. I am a host and producer of different web shows. Hey, Ernest, if you're tuning into the show, make sure you say hello to me. And also, hey, Taekwon, where you been? Boy, I tell you, you done cut me off from my shows. But hey, Manza. So, like I said, if this is your first time ever tuning into my show, make sure that you go ahead and share this video now so that other individuals who are entrepreneurs themselves or thinking about becoming entrepreneurs, that they just become encouraged, with the things that we'll be talking about today. So if you can go ahead and say hello and share this video, like I said, that would be great. That would really help me out a lot. Another thing that I need you to do is if you could go ahead and visit my YouTube channel, which is Martinique the Storyteller. The link is in the description box. All of my contact information is listed in the description box. Another thing is, if you truly enjoy these shows that I produce, make sure you go ahead and visit my GoFundMe page as well as my PayPal link, whatever your preference is. Any financial gift that you give is such a blessing to me in the production of my shows, as well as helping me to stay on this entrepreneurial journey. So I see a couple people just logging in. Say hello to me. So I am actually recapping months 6 and 7. So make sure you go to my YouTube channel so you can catch up on months 1 through 5. So I just want to let you guys know that June almost took me out financially. And like I said, I have a lot to talk to you all about, but the way that we make this a lot more interactive and entertaining is if you post your questions and your comments in the comment field. So like I said, June was hard, y'all. I'm just gonna be upfront and honest with you all. So like I said, June was my toughest month financially, through all of this. And I want to tell you all this because I did, hey Daniel. So Daniel's our author, you guys. He actually wrote this book. His link is in the description box, so you can purchase his book. But I'm going to talk about that later when I recap July. But hey, author April. She's an author if you didn't know by her name. But so I started Ubering the end of February. And, in February, school was still in session. So February, March, April, May, I was making a decent amount of money and everything. And, with the Ubering, and I didn't have to do it every day. So, come June, I was thinking, everything was still going to be the same. But, in June, that's when the kids are out of school. And I live in Orlando. So it never occurred to me that the money would decrease so much, and what I'm saying is I had to stay out there in the field, meaning driving, for so many more hours longer than it took in those months when school was still in session. And I just couldn't understand that because one, I'm thinking I pick up a lot of, hey Latika, so I pick up a lot of working people. And so when it went down so much, I just didn't understand because I'm like, aren't these people still going to work? And I didn't feel like I picked up that many students, that it would really affect how much I was making with Uber. So it just blew my mind. And the reason why I mentioned that I live in Orlando, where y'all going vacation to when you live in when you live in Orlando? You live in Orlando. You live in the Sunshine State. And so I was just wondering, why is it so hard, just to make, because my goal is $100 per day. And I know that many of you all may be thinking, what, $100? It's only me. I don't have kids. I don't have, I don't have a spouse. So I don't have to make that much money to survive. And, I've just never been that type of person that needs a lot of money, to be happy, but I do want to make enough money to live comfortably. And I know that it's going to be a struggle in the very beginning. So that's why, I'm not sweating, $100 a day. I'm like, that's enough to pay all my bills. So, it was I had to stay out driving for so long, like 10 hours. And that's not saying that I'm driving the entire 10 hours. With Uber, you get your passengers. You might have some downtime. Typically, you might have an hour of downtime, and you're not getting back-to-back passengers. So I don't want you all to think that I'm just driving 10 hours straight. But hey, Author J, so I'm not driving 10 hours straight, but, I was keeping my Uber app on for that long. And I could not believe I was only making like $95 or even $75 with keeping my app on that long. It just blew my mind. I was just like, what is going on? This is crazy. So that was the main reason why June was such a tough month financially, because I did not have that Uber crutch to lean on, and I just couldn't believe it, and this is my first year ever Ubering. So hey Becky, so that was really just mind-boggling to me. And another thing that I had to do, because I wasn't making that much money with Uber, I had to pay some of my bills late. And if anybody knows me, I do not like paying my bills late. I like, get my bill in the mail, go ahead and pay this, just so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Is anybody else like that? Are you the type of person that like, to just go ahead and pay that bill? Or are you the type of person that just like to, take those risks every now and then? Let's see if my light will stay on. So that's not me. I'm just not that type of person. But if you all have been following my shows, you know that I am very intentional with, maintaining my high credit score. I'm also intentional about not spending unnecessary money, meaning in late fees. I think that's a cardinal sin right there. I know, Becky, pay it now. She said pay it now. That's the type of person she is. So, I don't believe in paying late fees because it's unnecessary money. It's money that could be going into that can be staying in my pocket. So, yes, that was the bad thing about paying my bills late. But one thing that I found out about is the grace period of my bills. So, for example, one of my biggest, my rent is my highest bill. Currently, I pay $970 a month for rent. I know, y'all. Look, before I moved out here to Orlando, I was like, oh man, I'm typing on apartments.com, and I'm seeing $700 apartments. I'm like, oh, I can live in Orlando. I'm telling you, I moved to Orlando and I saw those $700 apartments, and I realized and understood why those apartments were $700 a month. So I pay $970 a month. And if y'all thinking about moving to Orlando, please message me, because I pay $970 for 500, and I say my studio apartment is about 560 something square feet. It's small, y'all. But like I said, I don't need that much space, but I knew I wanted to live in an area, live in a city, because I'm just on the outskirts of Orlando, but I wanted to live in a city where I felt like I don't have to worry about anything. I want my apartment clean, meaning I want clean neighbors. I don't want to have to worry about no rodents, no rats, none of that, no roaches. I'm not into that. I don't mind paying that extra couple of $100s to live in a place where I don't have to worry about bugs and stuff, rodents. So yeah, that was the great thing. I learned about grace period. So my second highest bill that I pay is my car note. And praise God, I only have about 2 more years left on my car note. But I do want to pay off my car sooner than my loan was originally written for. So with this grace period, my car note is due on the 3rd of every month, and I'm a stickler for that. I'm paying it on the 2nd, every single month. And I found out that I have a 10-day grace period. So now when I called my credit union and I asked them specifically about this grace period, you have to ask the questions. Okay, is this going to affect my credit? Is it going on my credit score, when I pay it late? Another question I wanted to ask was, how much is my late fee going to be when I pay it late? And she said, ma'am, you won't be, if you pay it within those 10 days. So like I said, my car loan is due on the 3rd of every month. So I have until the 13th of every month to pay it without incurring a late fee or it affecting my credit. That was such a burden, lifted. And I am not saying to people, take that risk. If you can pay your bills on time, then that is great. That's where I want my business to move to, so I can just pay everything, pay everything on time. But I realized because of these grace periods, I don't have to stress myself so much. I'm still going to pay it within these time frames, but it just gives you a sense of relief, when you do have those extra days. And I've always been telling people, entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. It's not for individuals that are risk takers. And I don't want to make that sound like a negative thing. If you are the type of person that knows that you cannot handle that financial stress or burden that you will have, then it may be better for you to keep your full-time job and do your, pursue your entrepreneur goals on the side. Now, if you watched my past episode, you know that my contract ended with my previous job. So that it wasn't like I quit a job or anything like that. My contract ended. So that was that. So it was hard. It was hard for June, but praise God, I made it. I'm telling you, God is just, you do think the worst. You think like everything that you work for, with me personally, everything that I work for, to build up my credit score, and then you do think about those things like, well, maybe I should just go ahead and get a job, but God is just so faithful and helping me to pay these bills, with bringing me guests for my shows and things like that. And I can just only praise God, for that. So we're in the month of July. So this is July 7th. And if you don't know this, I actually do these recordings on around the 22nd of each month, because December 22nd, 2018 was my first day of being an entrepreneur. So my last day at work was December 21st, 2018 at my regular full-time job. So Becky says a trick to Another trick is to pay the bill twice a month, splitting it in half. Example, $100 bill, pay $50 2 weeks before, and other 50% as usual. It looks like you made two payments for your credit to your creditor and increases your credit score quickly. I think that is some good advice, Becky, but I don't have that extra money to pay like twice like that. Just being I don't have it. I gotta pay one bill at a time, one bill as it comes. And that's one of the benefits of Uber. You're able to get paid daily. So that's really good that I don't have to wait 2 weeks. I don't have to wait 2 weeks to get paid to pay my bill. So that's really good right there. Want to learn how to maximize your paycheck or double your disposable income? Well, get financially fit with Marilyn King by emailing shellk423@gmail.com. Sign up for your complimentary financial consultation today. That's shellk423@gmail.com. And let her know Martinique sent you. But and that's the other thing with your bills and paying them. You have to find out what works for you. And I think that that's great advice, Becky, because people do need to learn how to build and raise their credit score. But they have to also understand it is going to take time and it's going to take some sacrifices. So specifically with my credit card, I am trying to pay this credit because I only have one credit card, but I'm trying to pay this credit card off. And in my mind, I'm like, oh man, my credit card only has about $430 on it. So in my mind, I'm saying, oh, well, I'm going to easily pay that additional $50 on there. But what if you can't? If you only had an additional $10 to put towards that credit card, then do it. And so that's why I stress the point of do not try to incur these late fees, because that $2 late fee, that $3 ATM fee that you pay, that could be going towards your debt, and helping you with your credit score. So that's what I'm all about. Being realistic. If I have an extra $7 that I can put towards my credit card, that's what I'm gonna put it towards, because at the end on your bank statement, you get to see how much interest has accrued on that money that you still owe. So I'm telling you, I'm trying to get it up. And my credit score right now is about a 710 right now, because I have everything in my name. So, and like I said, I don't believe in paying things late. So hello, Kish Gamble. And so author April said, God will provide. He will show up right on time. And God will provide, but sometimes I get so nervous. I'm like, Jesus, please. So let me tell you, I had this one guest that's going to be on the show. And, she said, well, I'm interested in being on the show. Don't you know that I sent this woman an invoice around 10 p.m. and she paid that invoice by like 11:30 p.m. And I'm just like, Jesus, that is you. That is all you. So, hey, Monica and Gertha. So July, it was a little, I think it was a little bit easier because I did know about these grace periods that I had. And of course, it has its ups and downs, like, anything does. So I'm going to just first lay out the bad news, the downs. So like I said, Uber still isn't paying that much because, we're still out of school. For me, I'm in the Orlando area. So our school actually starts October I'm sorry, October. What am I thinking about? August, like 13th, 14th, around that time. So I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be up and running. I'll be up and running then. So during that time, during this month of January, early January, middle of January, yesterday, I'm thinking, should I just get a job? Because hey, Maria? So I'm just thinking to myself, should I just go ahead and get a job? Like, Martinique, why are you putting yourself through this? But the benefit of working with Uber, like I said, sometimes a lot of times you have that downtime where you're not having passengers, so it does allow me to take my laptop with me, go somewhere where they offer free Wi-Fi, do some work, respond to some messages, send out some, talk to some people about being on the show and things like that. And so it has its pros and cons, because I think about, if I was to get another job, then let's say I have an hour lunch break, then only during that hour that I can actually do my business. Now, we all be sneaking and doing, especially when you're an entrepreneur that has a regular 9 to 5. Of course, you'll be sneaking and doing your own business work, and so I'm just like, the freedom that Uber allows me right now, I feel like that is what is trumps getting a 9 to 5. That's how I feel right now. But I'm just like, Martinique, are you crazy? So the good news of July, I'm excited to share this with you. So I'm really excited about this, because for the longest, and I probably started my Sip and Read book club. I started that back in January. And, if I truly do enjoy reading books. That's why I'm really interested in growing my business in, focusing on authors and reading books and things like that. And in one of the books that I read, it says, find what you enjoy doing and find out how you can make money doing it. So in saying that, I started my virtual book club called Sip and Read. If you haven't seen the show, you gotta watch it. It's really good. So I go by chapter and talk about, the specific featured book. So praise God, y'all. I have my first paid featured book. And I mentioned it before, but the name of the book is How Blacks Can Unite as One, and it's by Daniel L. Jones. So I just really appreciate you, Daniel, if you're still watching, just the support that you have given me in allowing me to discuss your book with the viewers, as well as just helping my business out, and it's just so encouraging, when somebody utilizes a service that you have and that you enjoy doing that service. And so it's just such a blessing. So bless this brother, y'all. His name is Daniel L. Jones. The link to purchase his book is in the description box. We're going to actually be starting reading his book on August 20th. And Sip and Read is every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you, Becky. And Becky, she's going to be on Authors to Know and Their Books to Read. Becky is another great supporter of the different web shows that I have. Now, you all may be saying, well, I'm not an author, I'm not a business owner. How in the world could I support you, Martinique? I'm glad you asked. So another way that you can support someone who's on their entrepreneur journey is actually, hey, Dexter. So you can actually share their videos. You can spread it by word of mouth, things like that. Everything does not have a cost to it. And there's so many things that you can actually do to help an entrepreneur with their products and services, and if you don't know how to help somebody to grow their business, just ask them, just let them know. I can't help you financially, but what else could I help you with? And because social media is another great tool of word of mouth, it just helps so much when people share my videos, like my videos, comment on my videos as well. So Daniel Jones says, thanks for the love and we'll continue to support you. Thank you, Daniel. So I really do appreciate that, and I shared this yesterday on Sip and Read, because we're reading another book right now. And I shared with the viewers that I'm 36 years old. And this is the first time that I am pursuing a profession, meaning my business, that I truly enjoy doing. And there was times when I'm just like, well, God, why couldn't I just want to be a doctor or a lawyer and just do it? And I wouldn't have to worry about like all these bills and stuff, but it just feels really good to be working for myself and growing something that I've created. So that's why I just thank you all for anything that you've done, being a guest on the show, also, sharing and liking my videos. It's just such a blessing, because it helps. It just really gives you some type of validation that what you're doing can also help or benefit somebody else, and it just really feels good. So I just thank you all. Virtual high five to you all. So I'm also doing a couple of free interviews on one of my previous guest podcasts, as well as a radio station. So that's good. Always look for free ways to market your product and service. Always. And, don't sleep on those opportunities where you see those posts from individuals that say, do you want to market, X, Y, and Z, jump on it. Now, there has been times where people say, okay, well, contact me if you want to market your business, and then you do everything that they ask you to do, meaning you submit your bio, you submit your headshot, and then you never hear from them again. And I'm thinking, don't waste my time. Don't have me doing all this extra stuff if you know that you're not trying to bring on people for free. Hey, Regina Patterson. Regina Patterson is one of my good friends from Grand Rapids. She is a marketing guru. If you need any marketing help, go ahead and post your link, Regina. If you need any marketing help, RRP is the place to be. RRP. Did you hear how that rhymed, Regina, girl? So, but yeah, reach out to her if you need any marketing help. She's been in the field for over 20 years. And we're not talking about she just been marketing, as her side hustle. She's been with some major retailing companies. So she just posted her link in the description box. Tell her Martinique sent you. If you don't know how to spell my name, that's okay. Just say MBZ or something like that. So another thing is I reached out to a book festival that is coming. It already passed in July. So next year is the annual book festival, and it's in Atlanta. And so what I'm also trying to do is, because I host this web show, I'm really trying to get in the circle and events of authors, so that's why I reached out to this book festival, and I asked who the coordinator is, because if you all have ever been to Essence Festival, great festival. I used to live in New Orleans. I love New Orleans. That's where I'm gonna retire when I retire. But if you ever been to Essence Festival, you know how they have all those different stages and they do interviews. So that's something that I'm interested in. So I actually talked to the coordinator today, and I'm just so shocked sometimes, because before you do something, you think about everything that's going to go wrong, or you think about what somebody is going to say. So before I called, I said to myself, oh, I know I'm going to be leaving a voice message because they're not going to pick up, And so another thing that I said to myself is, oh, I'll just call tomorrow. But why? Why, Martinique? Just call now. Just talk to the man. Just tell him what you want. So I ended up calling him today. And hey, Denisha, I ended up calling him today. And he said, and I asked him, if I could possibly host, or do interviews of the authors that's there. Guess what this man said? This man said, oh, yeah, that would be a great idea. He said, well, how much we talking for this? Send me your price list. I was blown away. I was like, and you know how you try to act super professional, like, really? Because, you can't say really to the man. You got to be like, really? So I just told him, okay, because you know how you be faking the funk, like you've been doing this for the longest. So I told him, I said, okay, I'll send you my price list. And I let him know that, I'm open to negotiate. But I was just so shocked because what I found out in reaching out to people about working or partnering with their event is that they want you to come to the event for free. And they look at it as, well, you're getting your name out there, so that's helping you. We shouldn't really have to pay you, And so it was just such a blessing to hear him just off the cuff say, well, send me your price list. I'm like, really? And that's why I'm like, we really have to just go out there and challenge ourselves, even if you feel nervous about something, even if you are talking yourself out of it, you just do it. I'm just like, I want to be hosting these events. I need to find the right people to talk to and just let them know what I'm doing. Just let them know that I'm out here. Just let them know, hey, I'm available. I can interview. I can ask some questions. That's what my mom used to always say. She used to always ask me, like, why you ask so many questions? I don't know. That's how God created me. Another great thing is I'm actually bartering with another entrepreneur. Hey, ex-roommate. No, that's not my roommate. That's actually Elizabeth. She was my coworker in New Orleans. So I'm actually going to barter with another entrepreneur that we actually had the same target audience. So I've never bartered before, but I actually saw something that Regina posted the other day. She was just talking about how YouTube influencers, they collaborate with each other. And so, I just said, what's the harm in trying it? There's no harm in it. If it don't work, it don't work, but I just wanted to try something else out. And so I'll post it on my Facebook page, what the event is, but it's going to actually be this coming weekend. I'll be doing something on this Sunday. And I just think it's a great opportunity, just to try something new. Have you guys ever bartered before? Let me know. How was that experience for you guys? Another great thing, I'm telling you, July is a good month. I know I'm not done with it. Still kind of rocky with the finances, but that's okay. June taught me that Jesus is going to help me out. If I'm out there plugging away, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, Jesus is going to do his part as well. So I introduced 2 new shows this month. One is specifically for artists. The other one is specifically for singers and music producers. So the one for artists is actually called Behind the Art. And the second one for singers and music producers is called In the Studio. The reason why I created those shows is because I wanted to actually help artists and singers and music producers, help them promote their paintings, as well as the music that it produced. So now, if you ever came to my apartment, you might look around and say, Varsity, you don't like no art. And I do have one painting that my niece drew, and it's so cute. But I really do like art. And I know a lot of people like art as well. And so that's what I do with my shows. I like to give people exposure. And so that's why I thought that those were two cool shows to be able to host and produce as well. So I'll also be putting their edited videos on my Facebook page. But if you know anybody that's artists or singers or music producers that's really just trying to get more recognition, then send them my way, and I'll send them more information about being on the show. Another thing is bad news. So, I have my relationship with God is very important to me. But one thing that I have truly been lacking on is paying my tithes. And it's really like sometimes you'll see these posts that talks about, pay your tithes before your bills. And I get that. I get the mentality and I get the faith of it. I just have not done it. And I think that when I had my regular 9-to-5 job, I would actually get my paycheck bi-weekly. So, when you get that lump sum in your bank account, then I automatically withdrew that amount for my tithes and I paid it. But it's a lot different now, because you're paid so sporadic, and, taking out your 10% here and taking out it there. I wish I could do it, at the end of the month. But then when the end of the month comes, I'm like, I need all of it for my bills. So, so in that, thank you so much, Becky, for your compliment. So in that, I'm doing bad, and I just love transparency, and so I just hope it gets better. But one thing that I have been consistent with is paying my offering. So if you all don't know, I don't say the amount that I give for my offering, but what I do is I increase my offering by $5 each year. And so I said, you know what, God, I know I'm not doing good with my tithes, but I am going to pay my offering every single week. How hard it gets, I know you'll provide, And what I probably need to do is just add an extra $10 or $20 or something, to at least just put a little dent in my past due tithes bucket. But like I said, that's what I've been consistent with. But in July, I really realized how hard it is to grow my business and how to make money every day. And when I say hard, I think that word is just thrown around so much, but people don't grasp what the word hard means because they don't see the daily things that a person has to do. So the reason why I say that it's hard is because I realized that I need to be reaching out to 10 or more people each day to let them know about being on my web show. And the reason why I think that I need to be doing that every day is, and another reason why I have my down moments, but I have my up times. And the reason why I try to stay motivated is because I say there are too many X, Y, and Z's in the world, meaning there's too many authors in the world. There's too many business owners in the world to allow a couple of no's or a couple of I'll get back in touch with you later to discourage me. And so that's why I'm like, I need to be reaching out to these people every single day. Hey, Neil. So I need to be reaching out to these people every day so that they will at least know that I am here, that they have a platform to let people know about their music, about their books, about their products and services. Because it was somewhere I read. Hey, Patricia. So it was somewhere that I read, and it was just talking about how often McDonald's advertises on TV. And after reading that, I just never realized it. Because yes, we know McDonald's is out there. We know what the golden arches represent. But does that mean that McDonald's is not going to advertise? No, it doesn't. And see, that's the thing. I want people to know that I'm here to help you advertise your product and service. And I'm not going anywhere. I am still going to be here. You're going to get my emails to remind you Martinique is here. She is here to help you, promote and advertise your product or in service or books or music or artwork. So another thing that I realized this was really good. So another thing that I realized, if you're trying to grow, let's say, for example, your Instagram. In my situation, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. And I realized all I have to do is ask. So I made a post and it just said something like, I wish getting YouTube subscribers was as easy as getting friend requests on Facebook. And I posted the link in the description box. And don't you know that I got about 15 YouTube subscribers in about an hour? And I'm just like, is it really just that easy? So you know what I'm gonna do, y'all? I'm gonna start posting that same post, just asking for YouTube subscribers every week, because why wouldn't I do that? And it's kind of like, if you find something that works, then continue to do it, because with these algorithms on Facebook, not everyone sees your posts. But if you're consistent, then people will see your post. So whatever you're trying to grow, go ahead and make just one clean, easy to understand post. But make sure you put the link in your description box. Or I haven't learned how to do this yet, but I know that people can put links in the post so that you can automatically just click on the link in the post. I think that's kind of cool. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. But don't make people have to find how to get to such and such. Don't make people find out how and look for, whatever you're asking them to do. Remember, you got to ask people to do stuff. Another thing, I'm kind of realizing that people want you to ask them things. Now, this is another thing that I found out is really like working, even though like in the very beginning, I was doing it and it wasn't working and I stopped doing it. But then I started seeing some momentum in it. So with the emails, I'm growing, my email list of my authors and the other target audience for my shows. So what I found out is I had to be consistent with emailing those individuals. Now, if you all ever received an email from me, you know that I say all this information. I put all this information in there. And I think I had information overload in there. And so I just needed to cut it down some so that it's just clean cut information that people can just quickly glance at, and I have to utilize your highlighter in your email. So, for example, I let my authors and readers know about the future guests on my show, authors to know in their books to read. But at the very top, it says, if you're interested in featuring your book on the show, then additional information is below. And it says the prices and everything of featuring your book on the show, things like that. But I've also realized, as much as some people get these emails, sometimes they need you to ask them personally. And when I say personally, I don't mean like you had to call them on the phone, but send them a message, because it's shocking to me sometimes when these individuals say, yes, I'll be on the show. But in my mind, I'm thinking, you see that there's a post that you can use, meaning if you're an author, you see that here's a show that you can be on. Like, why wouldn't you just ask the question, like, how can I be on the show? Everybody's not like that. And see, I think it's only when you're in this that you begin to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And that's the thing with starting. You have to start. It can't be all about thinking about what's going to happen, how's it going to go. A lot of these things that I'm learning is just from this experience, the experience that I am now having in growing my business. So you just got to message these people and just personally invite them, to be on your show. Want to learn how to maximize your paycheck or double your disposable income? Well, get financially fit with Marilyn King by emailing shellk423@gmail.com. Sign up for your complimentary financial consultation today. That's shellk423@gmail.com. And let her know Martinique sent you. Another thing I realized is individuals that say, oh no, Martinique, I'm not interested in being on your show. Or if they say, well, I'll get back to you. The beauty of like growing your email list is that, these people that you email are now notified of, the different things that you're doing. So when they tell me, well, no, I'm not interested, or I'll get back to you later, I know what get back to me later means. That means no. So I asked them, I say, well, I created a show specifically for authors. Is it okay if I get your email address so I can keep you in the loop? Because there may be people that may not right now want to utilize your product and service. And I'm learning all this as we go along. I'm in month 7, but I'm learning this. So these people at this moment may not want to utilize your product or service, but you stay consistent with emailing them. You are just like that McDonald's commercial. I don't want no McDonald's now, but I just saw this McDonald's hamburger. I'm hungry. Let me go get some McDonald's. They have to know that you're there. They need to, be reminded that here's a product, here's a service that whenever you're ready, I'm here for you. I'll do it. And see, that's why it's important to begin to build your email list. Another thing that really struck a chord with me with this email list is they were saying, well, what if you no longer had Facebook? What if you no longer had these social media pages? What would you do? And so that really opened my eyes to, I need to start growing my email list. So Regina, the marketing guru, said, Oh, she's so funny. She said awareness, trial, purchase, loyal, ambassador. What do you mean by that, Regina? Tell us something. I'm telling y'all better listen to Regina Bina. That girl be knowing what she talking about. So yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I've been learning about this email list, and I simply just keep mine on. If you don't have Excel, that's fine, because Google Docs, they have all of that stuff for free. So I just put their email right there in my little Google Docs list. So that's really been helping me. Oh, and those individuals that say, oh, well, I'm going to get back with you later on that. I said, okay, is it okay if I get your email? And what I do is I created my Excel spreadsheet, and I put the date. So I'll put like a month later. Let's say I talk to an author today and they say, okay, well, not right now, or let me get some things situated. So I'll put next month's date. So I'll put 8/24 on there, because today is July 24th. So I'll put 8/24, and then I say follow up with blah, blah. I'm telling you, this stuff works. And one thing that I was thinking about with the whole emails. So I love me some Joanne Fabrics, but Joanne Fabrics will email you to death. And the crazy thing is, if you love Joanne Fabrics, you are not going to unsubscribe to Joanne Fabrics, because you may not need Joanne right now, but you will one day need Joanne. And Joanne say, hey, I'm here. I got that 60% off the regular price coupon for you. You need to utilize me. And that's the thing. People that are realistic about, the industry that they're in or what they're interested in, they're not going to unsubscribe to you, because they know they want to. They may not be ready right now, but they're going to use your service one day. And also, when somebody say no, I ask them, okay, well, do you mind passing this information along to somebody that you think would like to utilize this product or service or platform? So Regina says, okay, so when she made the comment, awareness, trial, purchase, loyal, ambassador, she said those are the stages of customer journey. Okay, Regina Bina. So you all should, Regina, if you can you put in the comment field your Melanin and marketing link for individuals, because you all know Regina actually does free, she gives like free marketing advice on that Facebook page. So yeah, click on that, learn more about it, because we need to learn stuff like that. Everybody may not be able to afford somebody that can market their product and service for them, but that's why it's so important that we begin to educate ourselves in how to do different things. And I'm not saying that every single thing is going to work, but there's nothing wrong with us teaching ourselves different things to help grow our business, because it's a ton of information out there. But I think the down part of it is it's not a ton of time. So that's why I'm just becoming more conscious of how I'm spending my time, not wasting time. So another great thing, if you are going to be in the Orlando area, August 31st, we are doing our first ever Authors to Know and Their Books to Read live in Orlando. So that's actually going to be here in my city, and like I said, another thing, so how people are talking about you got to get to the table and all this other stuff. I realize that some people are not allowing me. They don't want me to host their, event or help with their event. And not saying like they know me personally and they like, oh no, we don't want that Martinique girl. They just don't know me, so I need to create my own table. I said, okay, you don't have to have me host your event. I'm going to make my own event. So what I'm actually having come August 31st is authors to know and their books to read live in Orlando. If you're going to be here, let me know. And so then I can send you additional information, because you know that is Labor Day weekend. And I know people travel. So travel on down to Orlando, come to this event, and it's free, open to the community. We have 2 great authors that are going to be featured on the show. You can also be a vendor at the event. And you all, the thing is, I want this stuff to be big, because you be you be seeing these people on Facebook and they just be traveling and going all these other places. But that's what I would like to do. I would like to create authors to know in their books to read and go around to different cities. I think that would be so cool, to interview these individuals. I just think that would be so fun. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that event. I decided I'm gonna create my own table. But Regina actually just posted the link to her Facebook group, Melanin and Marketing. So go ahead and click on that and become a member of that public group. Another great thing that was happening is in this month, I'm realizing just the consistency of putting my videos out there, posting them to different pages, Facebook pages. Like, I'm focusing on authors. So I'm posting those to all the author and the reading groups and all those things. So become a member and join those different Facebook groups that are specifically for that target market that you're trying to reach out to. So after all of this work, and that's the crazy part, I'm thinking of a gardener, and how the gardener, he's tilling his field, tilling the ground and working hard, and he may not see any growth. And that can be so discouraging, but I'm actually getting, people reaching out to me without me always having to message them first. And it just feels good. Because it feels like your work is actually beginning to pay off. So Neil said he don't see the link. Regina, cut and paste the link into Neil Owens' reply field. But yeah, so that's why we can't give up, when we get tired and we just really feel like nothing is happening. Because, hey, Ingrid, because you just got to be consistent. You just got to keep going. Whatever you need to do, if you just need to take like a half-day break, take your half-day break to get yourself back into the zone. That's why it's so important to start listening to podcasts. My go-to podcast is Side Hustle Pro. That's such a good podcast. It's entrepreneurs that you get to hear their stories from the very beginning of how they struggled, and then you get to see how they have become successful entrepreneurs. I need to hear stories like that because I'm in that struggling stage right now. So I got to begin to see some light at the end of the tunnel. And so that's why I'm just so thankful that I'm beginning to see some type of, formation of all of the work that I've been putting in since December. So, hey, Ingrid Lamore Thomas. I like that middle name, or no, I like that last name. So that's really excellent. Yeah, so I mentioned my follow-up. One of the bad things that I realized this month, though, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to exercise. I was putting in all those hours with Uber, and I was not exercising. I'm putting all these hours in, sitting at my desk, and my back was hurting. Now, my back always hurt, but it never hurt for this long, extended period of time. And I said, you know what, Martinique? We are not we are not going to kill ourselves. That's one thing we're not going to do. And I realized, I said, I have to start exercising again because my back is aching and everything. And when you're used to doing something, your body, it's telling you something. Like I said to my viewers yesterday on Sip and Read, I said, you know what? I'm not going to let these bills kill me. Like I said earlier, put in the work and God is going to bless your effort. That's what I truly believe. And I just been praying to God. I'm like, God, you see the work I'm putting in. I just pray you bless it. And that's all I can do is just have faith that he blesses it. And that I hope that's just encouraging to you all. Just put in the work. Just be consistent. Discipline yourself. Leave all this other stuff alone, that's really just eating up your time, to not focus on your business and your goals. Hey, cousin Kenneth. So I hope that's encouraging to you. Exercise. Make sure you eat right. Even if you just do 30 minutes a day. Even if you can't do 30 minutes a day, do 30 minutes every other day. I think that's helpful. That will really help you a lot. And it's just taking you away from your desk. I love music. So, sometimes it's a struggle for me to get into the exercise mode because I just don't enjoy exercising. But once I have my clothes on and I go to the gym, I'm fine. I have my earphones in, but we have to take care of ourselves through this entrepreneur journey because it will try to kill you, but we're not going to let it kill us because we believe in Jesus Christ. And, I'm just like, God is going to bless my efforts. So in saying all of that, make sure you get your book, How Blacks Can Unite as One by Daniel Jones. The description, the link is in the description box of where you can purchase his book. We're going to be starting that book on August 20th at 7 p.m. here on my Facebook page, Martinique Y. Brown, and it's our Sip and Read virtual book club. I hope you guys take care of yourself. Make sure you go ahead and share this video now. If you have not shared it already, make sure you like and make comments because that really helps the Facebook algorithm so that more people can see the videos as well. I truly enjoy you all. I thank you for your comments. I thank you for just, saying hello to me during this time. And I just thank you for just being my motivator, through this entrepreneurial journey. If you truly enjoyed my shows, make sure you go ahead and visit my GoFundMe page. You have to click on that, see more, and it's at the very bottom. But make sure you visit my GoFundMe page or my PayPal link. Any amount that you decide to give is truly a blessing. You may say, what can $1 do? $1 can do a lot because it's actually helping me pay for the subscription that I have for my video chat that I use for my shows. So that's how your $1 will help me a lot. So I thank you guys again. I hope you all have a great night, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.